Hi guys, this is your girl Wakeji Kamore and welcome to Reflections by Wakeji Kamore. If you haven't read this chapter for yourself, please pause this recording and read the chapter for yourself so that you can understand the story. And kwani utaki kujua story inaendaje? Utaki kujua tumefika wapi? You cannot rely on my summary. You guys read the story for yourself. If you're here for the very first time, please subscribe. Invite someone else to join in the Bible summary, just so that they can be doing this daily, and that we can grow. So we are studying, or rather we are continuing to study the book of Second Chronicles, which is basically the narration of the kings that ruled and reigned in the side of Judah, which was the southern kingdom. And we have looked at a couple of them. Some of them have been bad, some of them have been good, some of them have been lukewarm, which is, it's sad. I think one of the things that I have come to see in this chapter is just the effect of influence, the effect of bad counsel, the effect of what it is that you spend your time listening to, or who it is that you spend your time listening to, because at the end of the day, you do become the disciple of that person. All right, so today we are going to be looking at a king called Ahaziah, who became king when he was 22 years old. His mom was Athaliah. Now, let's take a chill pill here so that I can explain who Athaliah is. Athaliah is the daughter of King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. That already should just, make your ears alert, because this was the worst. This was the worst couple. This was the worst couple in the northern side of Israel, which was called Israel, and they intermarried. Their daughter was married by a king who was a king in Judah, and their daughter was married by a son of a king in Judah, and that is how Athaliah is here. Athaliah is the daughter that was married by a son of a king in Judah. And so she has this son called Ahaziah, and she has bad counsel. There's nothing good that comes from her, because her family, the King Ahab's family, these are a family that were idol worshippers, they were pagan, they were such a horrible king. It was just a horrible kingdom, as in kingship in that era when Ahab was a king. And so it is said in the Bible that she, the mother of Ahaziah, encouraged him in doing wrong. She encouraged his son in doing something that was wrong. And he had a lot of influence from King Ahab's family, which is, as in, uko na influence ya king hata si king kule uko. You have a very big influence. The way you are making decisions is heavily influenced by another king who is reigning in a different nation than the nation that you are reigning in. But that's because they had intermarried. And these were basically the same family. They were family by marriage. And then also in verse 5, we're told that King Ahaziah followed very evil advice. And it's so unfortunate because he really just became a really bad king, a king who did not do what was pleasing in God's eye. But God had decided, okay, huyu mse atakutana na downfall yake, ile time ataenda Israel. So Ahaziah goes to Israel, and then he meets with Jehu. I don't know whether you guys remember Jehu when we were doing 2 Kings. Jehu is the guy that God had appointed to actually wipe out the family of King Ahab. So Ahaziah meets with Jehu, who at that point is on a mission to destroy every person from the family of Ahab. Na hapo, that is how King Ahaziah was killed by Jehu. And that was his end. But when his mother, Athaliah, realized that his son had been killed, she decided to destroy now the rest of the royal family. So she decided to kill everyone else who would have had claim to the throne, just so that she can become the queen. You can imagine, this is someone who is killing her own relatives just so that she can become a queen. And there was this sister of Ahaziah. Ahaziah, remember, is dead, has been killed by Jehu. There's this lady called Jehosheba, who is the sister of Ahaziah. And she runs and takes Joash, and Joash is the son of Ahaziah, and goes and takes him into hiding so that Athaliah does not kill him. And so that there's at least someone who can claim the throne of Judah, which is great. So she's hidden, and she goes and hides this son, this very infant boy. I mean, he was barely even a year old. and he was Joash was hidden, and he was hidden in the temple, and the man who went to take care of him was called Jehoiada, who was the priest. And then the sister of Ahaziah is the wife of Jehoiada. So Jehosheba and Jehoiada were married. It's actually very interesting that the sister of Ahaziah married a priest. Isn't that like, oh, anaenda kuoa huko kwa King Ahab? But there's someone in this family who decides, I'm going to marry a priest. I'm not going to get involved with this Ahab family. So they hide Joash in the temple of God for 6 years. And in these 6 years, Athaliah is ruling over the land of Judah. And she is as horrible as you can imagine. I mean, if she's willing to kill her family members just so that she can be queen, and being queen was not even a thing at that time. It was forbidden. So it wasn't even a thing. So she knew that she was doing something wrong. She knew that she didn't have the claim to this specific throne. So she killed people so that she can sit on that throne. What is it that this chapter teaches us? I think one of the things that I am greatly learning from this whole book is the influence and the negative and positives of influence. You can have good influence or bad influence. You can have, you can be influenced well, or you can be influenced poorly. You can have good counsel or bad counsel. I think it's upon ourselves to really ask ourselves, who are we lending our ear to? Who is constantly speaking to us? Is it Instagram, and what is it that you're learning from that Instagram? What is it that it's constantly saying? Is it the news? Is it CNN that is constantly saying something to you? Is it books that you're learning? Is it people? Or is it really God that is constantly speaking to you? I feel like let's even just take an example. If you take an example of Instagram, most of the things that you will learn about, or you spend so much time on Instagram, you realize that mostly it's negative things. It will be like, oh, hii dunia imeharibika, things are not doing well. The president is not leading us properly. The governor is not doing what he said he would do. Oh, men are trash. It's just going to be a whole of negative influence in your life. If you spend your time watching CNN or news, most of news are negative news. It's just that sad news seem to sell more. So you're just going to be filling your head with a lot of sad things and a lot of negativity. I'm not saying it's wrong to watch news, but watch out where it is that you get your counsel from. Watch out what it is that is influencing you, because that has a really huge impact in who it is that you become, and what it is that you end up doing, and who it is that you end up becoming, and how you treat people, whether you end up being a person who is pleasing God or not. This is it for today. I hope that you have enjoyed, and I hope that you have learned. See you tomorrow.